Hallo an alle Zuhörer, die dieses Video von Assist International HR sehen. Hallo Anna Inama.
Hallo Simone.
In diesem Interview möchten wir erfahren, warum es für internationale Teams und international arbeitende Führungskräfte interessant sein kann, den eigenen Kommunikationsstil und die Art und Weise, mit anderen in Kontakt zu kommen, anhand von Insight Discovery zu reflektieren. Zu diesem Zweck haben wir unsere Assist International HR-Expertin Anna Inama eingeladen. Ich bin Simona Fabellini von Assist International HR. Anna, du hast eine langjährige Erfahrung als Führungskraft in multinationalen Unternehmen und arbeitest jetzt als Führungskräfte-Coach und mit Schwerpunkt im interkulturellen Bereich. Und da du in München lebende Britin bist, führen wir dieses Interview auf Englisch. Ist es okay für dich?
Ja, vielen Dank, Simone. Ich freue mich, dass wir hier sind. Und ja, wenn wir das Interview auf Englisch machen, dann super. Danke.
So thank you, Anna. Yes, we would like to know from you, when working in a global team or with an international project team, why can it be interesting to participate in Insight Discovery?
So, Insights is a fantastic tool that I've been working with now, both with individual leaders and with their teams for more than 5 years. And each time I find it a fantastic tool to probably do 4 things. Firstly, to help you as a leader understand yourself better, so your unique personality. Secondly, it helps you develop and refine your interpersonal skills. Thirdly, it helps your communication and how you are interacting with others. And therefore, fourthly, it really helps you build even deeper relationships with your direct reports, with your peers, and with your stakeholders in your organization. So in essence, it's a tool to really help yourself understand yourself better and what that means with your relationship with others.
Mm-hmm. That sounds very interesting on a personal level and of course also when working with others. What exactly is Insights?
Insights is a simple and accessible 4-color model designed to understand your or our unique preferences. And preference is a really important point behind this. So I'm imagining you can write your name both with your left hand and with your right hand, but you probably have a preference for one hand. You know, it's easier, it takes less energy. And the 4 colors, let me show you here, my little Insights brick, yellow, green, red, and blue. We have a preference for some of these colors more than others. They're all in us, but we use some of them more regularly with less energy than others. And these 4 colors and the preferences associated with them is based on extensive research from the Swiss psychologist that I'm sure you've heard of, Carl Jung, and the subsequent work of one of his leading students called Yolanda Jacobi. So the model and their work uses these 4 colors to represent observable behavioral patterns, which we then measure using an evaluator.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the theory behind, but how do you work with Insights? Do you have probably interviews or how do you work with it?
Great question, great question. So as a participant, you would receive an online link to a very simple evaluator questionnaire, which will take you about 20 minutes to complete. And you can complete it, I think it's now available in over 5 or 6 languages, so you can do it in your mother tongue language. And there are 25 questions. And each question is very cleverly worded because it forces you to rank your preferences. So effectively, you're doing a preference exercise 25 times. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of that, you will then receive a profile document, a Word document, depending on which version we're using here. I use with my business clients the most comprehensive one, which also provides information around management style, communication style. So it's about 25 pages long. You would then receive this report, which is confidential, only available to you, and is about your preferences. And obviously then, the most important part is then what you do with this, so that it doesn't just become a piece of paper. And for me, I think there are 4 stages to getting maximum use out of the whole exercise. The first one is to understand what goes on behind it, what's behind these observable behavioural patterns, what each of the colours mean. The second thing is to understand your own report, so bringing the words out from the paper, what stands out for you as your signature strengths, what makes you you as an authentic leader in the workplace. And that often, for me, I do that in one-to-one coaching conversations with my clients, or we might do it with buddies in larger workshops. The third thing is then working out what that means for you when you're interacting with your important stakeholders or business colleagues. And when doing it with larger groups, the fourth piece is around what does it mean for us as a team? What do we have here as a group of individuals in terms of similarities, strengths, and diversity?
Yeah. Okay. And when after having done this questionnaire, you follow, of course, you explain the answers and you work with your clients. And do you have an example for us how you applied insight discovery in your working field?
Of course. Actually, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and give you 2 examples. So at a headline level, we did a piece of work with Assist last year with a large team, and we used insights as the foundation for a 2-day team away day. And we had, I think it was over 25 participants, and they were very diverse in their function in this organization, ranging from some very technical engineers to some very creative, outgoing marketeers. And we used insights for each participant to, first of all, understand what their leadership was like, what their preferences were, and then what it meant for how they would interact with their opposite preference type that was probably represented in the room because of the sheer number of participants we had. So step 1 was each participant understanding more about themselves. And then step 2 was to do some peer coaching. So each participant buddied up with a colleague and worked through sharing, disclosing a bit about themselves from this report and what they were going to do differently once they got back to the office with this new information. And the third thing we did was looked at it from the team perspective. So presenting them each preference profile for the whole group, and then linking it back to some real live examples that had happened both the previous day in the team building, but also back at the office. For example, specifics on how they make decisions, specifics on their communication style, and linking those dynamics back to the preferences that we were seeing coming out of the report. So they were able to use this to create a manifesto and a list of commitments for how they were going to be a different, more highly performing team when they were back at the office. So that was a one-off 2-day event where insights played a big role. And to contrast that, I think the other example I'd like to use where insights is used, or we use it with as part of an ongoing leadership program within an organization. And what's different here is it helps participants raise their awareness as a leader at one point in time, with some very clear focus on actions and next steps. And then 6 months later, when they come back for the next module of this leadership program, they would then look at how have they committed to this, what have they learned, what have they seen as their dynamic. And actually it's taken off so well in the organization that actually insights and the color preferences are now becoming a organizational language, and people are using it and using the behavioral observations in ongoing meetings to explain some of the dynamics that they're seeing at work.
Okay, so the blue type.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting, and it sounds a great tool to understand better the own personality, the others, and how to work together. And many thanks for your time. and yeah, wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Simone.
Thank you. Bye.